So I'm not really sure what I want to talk about today, but I have new canvases, excuse me, and it excites me to no end. You'll have to pardon me, I've had the flu lately, so we'll just do our best to keep my throat. But anyway, I have two new canvases, which always thrills me. I prefer having stacks of clean, brand new canvases waiting to go. It helps to keep my mind open and to keep things flowing. Whether I'm physically painting or not, I'm always painting in my head. I have projects lined up, I have projects organized, ready to go. And so I can spend, if there's canvases lined up and ready to go, whether I'm working on 5 or 7 or 10 paintings, I'm already working on the canvases in my head. I'm organizing stuff in my head so that I can just keep everything flowing. When I'm jammed up, and this has happened this past month where I've really only had 4 canvases to work on for various reasons, I won't discuss. I've only had 4 canvases to work on. So I felt really stilted, and it's been hard for me to finish them because I just don't have enough to do. It's very hard to explain. I don't even know what to equate it to. I don't know, like an engine with oil. If it doesn't have enough oil, it can't function. It'll freeze up. I guess that's the best analogy I can come up with. But now I have 2 more canvases. I'm very, very fortunate. My friend Andy came and stretched them for me this morning. We tried stretching yesterday, but because of the studio I'm in, the heating in the studio rather, the canvas wasn't stretching correctly. I don't stretch canvases anymore because of injuries to my hands and arms. I can tear the muscles and nerves in my arms, so I have to have somebody else do it. Because of the RSD and other injuries, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, my friend Andy came, and we were here yesterday, but if it's 20 degrees outside on a weekend, it's 20 degrees inside my studio. And if you're not used to stretching canvases, which I haven't done for a long time, I forgot, you'll find that when you pull a gessoed canvas over the frame, the gesso will start to crack. And as Andy said to me yesterday, that's a clear indication that if I keep pulling, the canvas will tear. Well, we can't have that, so we had to bag the project. Today we do have heat. The heater's not on right this second, thank God, but we do have heat today. So Andy came in this morning early and stretched these 4-foot by 4-foot canvas and a 4-foot by 5-foot for me. And not only did the gesso not crack, the material was pliable enough, so when he stretched it, it pulled nice and tight to the stretchers. So what I'm using are poplar stretchers. They're made by a company in Brooklyn and in Soho, and it's called Soho Art Materials. You can get canvases stretched on a stretcher for almost nothing. I mean, comparatively nothing. I've seen these online for $500–600. For the larger ones that I like to get, $800–900. But through Soho Art Materials, you can get them for a lot less. They also make stretchers for people. You can get enormous rolled canvases. They're really a great company, and they're small, so I love working with them. They've also got their mark on them. They've got a Trimar mark, which I believe is the people that cut the X-roll stretchers. But I feel good because it's a small company. I feel good because it's serving my favorite city, New York. And I know these people. Well, you know, I know them by sight. They don't really know me. It's a crazy lady. But I still love going in there. It's such a great place. So anyway, Andy came and stretched these. And although they're nice and tight, and by tight I mean we don't have, there's no wrinkles. And I don't have to worry about, when I'm brushing on gesso in a little bit, I don't have to worry about hitting the stretcher in the middle and getting marks, which I've had before. They're perfect. But I've got little lines like this, and that's not Andy, it's just the cloth. So what I'm going to do is, I was going to, sorry, I forgot to mention, the painting that was originally on this stretcher was taken off, rolled up, and sent over to Israel. So I get to use this stretcher again. And this is a really good stretcher. This is something I can put hangers on and send it to the gallery if they want it when I'm done. So I'm wetting down the canvas to allow it to size. And sewers know, sizing brings the material tighter or something. I don't know. I don't really know what sizing means. Anyway, it's going to help shrink the canvas so it's drum tight. It's absolutely perfect. And so I'm not thinking about the canvas going back and forth. That's not even going to be a consideration in my mind. What's going to be a consideration is the work. So I really appreciate what Andy's done for me. And you can find Andy Tedesco on my Facebook page. He's Andy Tedesco, but he's also under Bad Andy Art. Bad Andy Art. He's an art student in New Bedford, in Dartmouth, rather. He lives in Taunton, and he's a good kid. He works really hard. We get along well because he has a very strong work ethic. He always does what he says he's going to do. He's in school, he's got jobs, he does shows. That's the type of person I like to be around. That's the type of person that I don't mind being affiliated with. And I mean, I appreciate it. I'm treated with respect. I'm treated with support by him. Woo! So, and I can recommend him. I can recommend him to anyone for shows or for stretching or for art info. He's a wonderful guy. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. I'm putting that one to the side while it dries. And today, thank God, it's going to dry because I have heat in the studio. Yeah, just wet down the back with my little sprayer, and now it's going to sit. This one is a 3 foot by 5 foot. I've already sprayed it. Now this frame, Andy did a great job. This is 4 foot by 5 foot, so it's a particularly difficult size to stretch because it is bigger. So, the canvas could be a real problem. I mean, this could end up looking like a sail on a sinking ship. But he's done a great job, and I sprayed it down so there's no wrinkles. It's just absolutely perfect. I love it. Now the frame for it, because all my frames or all my stretchers from Soho Art Materials are gone, and I can't really drive back to New York right now to get more, and I can't pay the shipping costs. I had a friend of mine, Angelo, who's in my building, build one for me, and he made it out of poplar. So this is actually, this stretcher, it's just really cool. It's a little heavier. That's the problem is, this poplar is really heavy for me. Because I'm a weakling, I'm olive oil, big olive oil. I don't even know how much it weighs, but it's considerably more than some other stretchers. But I'm really glad I found someone right around me who can help me stretch. Help me get materials together. So I've got several people I can depend on now who, I don't have to wait till I maybe think I can go back and get what I need. I have people I can depend on. And I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I start my paintings. And I've told very few people how I do this. I mean, it's not like a state secret or anything, but it is unusual, the way I start a painting. The way I start a painting is normally, has a look of, I can't remember the artist's name, but, the artist's name who have done this, but it looks like a black and white painting from the 40s and 50s. And I didn't even realize I was doing something that somebody had already done as a base. Of course that makes sense, because nothing's new. But it's what I work from. I certainly don't end them this way. But I start all of my paintings off like this, whether it's figurative or it's abstract. And what I'm doing is I'm taking black gesso or chalkboard paint and just like putting down the motions. Normally, if I have a stack of canvases waiting to go, I brushed them on. I put the black on without knowing what the reference material was going to be. And then I will just grab a canvas and not match it up with the reference material, but just like grab a canvas and grab a reference material. Show the next, the next reference I want to work from and I'm planning on for however long, and put them together. And the funny thing is that I get all these crazy swipes going on of black gesso or chalkboard paint, and it always works out with the figure. With the abstract, it's easier, and that's a whole nother subject of how I paint abstract. But with the abstract, it's just, it's shapes and swirls and, color and swirls and coral, it's just swirly, swirly, swirly energy. My abstracts are about energy. They're not about, I'm going to have a square. It's energy, energy, energy. And I haven't been able to do one lately. Well, I haven't had the opportunity to do one in a while, but I will, because I kind of miss them. But I'll show you what I mean about just the swirlings. But I'm really, sorry, I lost it, but I'm always excited with the figures. How the figure material always ends up matching up with my weird shapes. Now, I happen to know what I'm going to be doing on this one, but I'm not really going to pay attention to it. I happen to know the figure. Ugh, I broke this thing. It's not really working well. But I happen to know the figure I'm going to be doing, and I'm really excited. She's a Japanese artist who was just featured at the Whitney, and I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not going to try. But since I first saw her face, I'm like, oh, dude, I got to paint you. So I'm going to put down the big black swipies today, and hopefully get her chalked in and the figure aerosoled in. I cannot wait to work on this woman. She has just been driving me crazy. Another one I'm going to do is from a World War II photograph of a little girl sitting in front of a fireplace. She's going to go on the 4 foot by 4 foot that I just showed you, and is over on the side drying right now. But she's a from World War II, a little girl sitting in a cardigan. Kind of reminds me of England, and I'm thrilled. I want to do her head slightly oversized. I love doing slightly oversized hands, but she's got this bow in her hair. Oh, I love I love photographs of young girls with bows in their hair. I don't mean to sound creepy, but I don't know, there's just something timeless about them. It's romantic and sweet, I don't know. So usually I have a brush, but I think I may have let my brushes dry out. So I'm rolling it on, which is, I always start by rolling them on, but then I brush the black in. But I have no particular way I'm setting this up. It's just, I just do. I just do. Now, I don't know. I know it's going to be sitting, tall size. It's tall size this way, or it's going to be 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide. But I don't know if this is the upside or the downside. I don't know yet. I'm just going to swipe it. And quite honestly, usually I have headphones on and I'm not really paying attention. So I just end up with black and white swipes and stripes. And once it's dried, then I go in with the aerosol. And that's how I started painting. But I am so incredibly grateful to have this. It's going to help me get through the few paintings that I did last month. This is going to help me to just take my mind off of it and get those paintings done. All right, I gotta go find a brush. I don't have a clean fat brush here, so it's like a trip to Ocean State. Dog lot is in order. One more thing. And that's how I start my paintings. Joe.